What's up, yogis and nogis? Welcome to Yogana. My name is Anna. Today we're going to be doing a flow for after that dreaded leg day at the gym. So if you're having a really hard time walking up and down the stairs or even just getting up from your chair, this is going to be a perfect flow for you. So go ahead and hop onto your mats and we'll get started. All right, yogis and nogis, let's go ahead and get started in Happy Baby. So making your way onto your backs. We're gonna lean all the way back, hug the knees into the chest, and even this might be really intense on those big quad muscles. So just take it nice and easy, making your way into that little ball posture. And maybe this is plenty. You're welcome to stay right here if this feels good, feels like a nice deep stretch right here. Or if you want to move into that happy baby, just start to kick the feet up towards the sky, pull the knees into the chest, grabbing on the outsides of the feet. So you'll start to feel this in the backs of the quads a little bit, moving into the glutes, into the hips. Really awesome stretch here. Just using your breath to settle in to the intensity, the tenderness of those muscles you worked really hard on. And then option here to stay right here, pulling those knees into the chest, or start to rock side to side and then start to extend as you rock to one side, extend that leg. Good, so then we start to get into the hamstrings a little bit. Good. Challenging your balance a little bit here too, so activating that core as you rock side to side, making sure you don't fall over. Nice. And then eventually coming back to stillness, you feel that deep stretch in the inner hips. And then we'll extend the legs all the way up towards the sky. Roll out the ankles a few times. Let that blood move in that reverse direction. Getting fresh blood all the way into all the parts of the legs, not just those ones that really hurt. Good. We'll hug the knees back into the chest. Start to press ourselves up into a comfortable seat. And then extend that right leg out beside you. So bring that left foot in towards the body. We'll come to the fronts of the sits bones, so move the glutes out of the way behind you. Roll the shoulders down the spine so you're really tall in the spine. And then we'll inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we start to fold, moving that torso in line with the right leg. Good, folding that heart over the knee. So just taking that heart down as far as it wants to go, no forcing here. Not worrying about if you can touch your toes or not. Good, stay here. Keep your knee a little bit soft so you're not overextending anything, and so that we just gradually get into those muscles. See if you can keep those toes flexed for a little bit more intensity. Soften that left knee as much as you can. No tension there. And then maybe for a little bit deeper stretch in the low back, just finding a little twist, walking that right hand to the outside of the right leg, grabbing onto the right leg with your left hand and just pressing into that right leg. Twisting a little bit over to the right. And breathing. Good. Making your way back up. So moving that torso over the right leg, walking yourself back up, rolling the shoulders back, taking the hands behind you and finding windshield wipers with the knees. So before we come to the other side, we'll plant both of the feet. Bend in the knees. The feet are going to be a little bit wider than the hips. And then we'll just let the knees fall side to side. So this might feel really intense in those hips and the quads. So moving very slowly, feeling every little muscle being stretched out, every big muscle being stretched out. And using your breath to just ease into the pain, the tenderness. Bringing oxygen into those tender spots. Good. Next time the knees come through center, we'll switch sides. So we'll extend the left leg, bring that right foot in, soften that right knee, and then we'll lengthen, roll the shoulders down the spine. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you square up that torso with the left leg, and then walk the hands down the leg. Just falling again wherever you fall naturally, no forcing. Just let a little bit of time and gravity start to open up the back of the knee. So again, just soften to start. Flex the left toes, soften the shoulders, and breathe. Good, maybe find that twist if you did on the other side, getting into that deep right side of the low back, grabbing onto the left leg with your right hand. Left hand comes out beside you, and then we'll just press into that left leg. And then exhale, unwind. Walk the hands back up, lift the torso back up. Roll the shoulders back, take the hands behind you. Plant both of the feet nice and wide, and then find those windshield wipers with the knees. Good, and then we'll come into a butterfly posture. So we'll bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide, again, nice and tall with the spine, fronts of the sits bones. And then we'll lengthen as we inhale. Exhale as we melt the heart over the feet. Maybe walk the hands forward or just grab onto the feet, pulling yourself in. Feel nice and heavy on the tops of the knees so that they're really open. Soften the shoulders. To feel that release in the low back, in the inner hips. Take your breath to those areas or any other areas you might feel really intense stretching going on. Good, last breath here, nice deep breath. And then inhale, start to bring yourself back up. Close the knees together like a book. And then spin onto all fours, taking those knees behind you, planting them, shaking out the hips. Good. And then tucking the toes, lifting the hips, find a down dog. Slowly pedal out the dog, drop one heel, bend the opposite knee. Gradually getting into those calves and hamstrings. Keeping those hips as high lifted as they can as you pedal out. Good, and then slowly and evenly pressing the heels down, keeping the knees soft. And then we're gonna very slowly tippy-toe ourselves up to forward fold. So just take a step forward with that right foot. Those left toes are just behind the right heel. Take a step forward with that left foot so that that heel is in line with the right toes. And then just keep slowly taking steps up so those feet are right in line. You'll start to really feel that deep stretch in the hamstrings as you make your way closer to that forward fold. And then eventually find forward fold. Soften the knees. Hang the head heavy. Grab opposite elbows. Release the head. Shake it out, yes and no. Good. Release the elbows. Ragdoll yourself up. So feeling each vertebrae on the spine. The head's going to be the last thing to rise. Find our way into a standing posture, rolling the shoulders back, palms facing forward, and then finding dancer pose. So we'll feel nice and tall, nice and grounded in the feet. Fix your gaze on something that's not moving. We're going to challenge our balance a little bit, or maybe grab onto a wall or a chair or something nearby with your left hand. So we'll go ahead and take the weight into the left foot. That right hand's going to come out beside us like we're holding a platter. And then we'll start to bend into that right knee, bringing that heel up to meet the glute, reaching back, grabbing the top of that right foot. Good. And then starting to reach forward, or again, grabbing onto that wall or chair or something nearby. We're going to start to fold the heart forward as we kick that right foot back into the right hand. So keeping those hips level, they're both aiming towards the ground still, or that right hip is aiming towards the ground, left hip is aiming forward. Soften that left knee a little bit, and then just fold the heart forward as much as you can, pressing that right foot deep into the right hand. Good, really good stretch here. Breathing, good balance, activate the core. Good, we'll start to lift ourselves up, making our way into a figure 4 chair pose. So go ahead and bring the palms together, cross that right ankle over the left knee, and then just press the hips low. Press that right knee open with the right hand. Again, welcome to hold onto a wall or a chair nearby. Getting deep into that right glute. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Release that right foot. Shake out the hips. Make your way to the other side. So we'll go ahead and fix our gaze again. Activate the core, pull the belly in, ground through the right foot this time, and then start to lift your weight off of those right toes, bending in that left knee. And then go ahead and reach forward with that right hand, leaning that heart forward, kicking that left foot back, keeping that left hip in line with the ground, that right knee a little bit soft. Roll that left shoulder back. If you fall out of it, no worries, just come right back into it after you touch down. That deep quad stretch here. Last breath. Inhale, start to bring yourself back up. Release the foot. Palms come together at prayer. Cross that left ankle over the right knee. Sink the hips low and then press open that left knee. Good. Inhale, start to make your way back up. Find Tadasana, shake out the hips, and then find a wide-legged stance. So take the feet out nice and wide. Arms are going to come out to a T, and then we'll just line up the wrists with the ankles here. So if you notice your feet are a little bit wider than where your wrists are, just bring it in a little bit. If they're a little bit too close, take them out a little bit wider. Nice and grounded through the feet. We'll inhale, arms come all the way up over your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward, and then start to walk the hands forward. So we'll find a restorative down dog. Press the hips high, the feet out wide. Should feel a really good stretch in those hamstrings and even maybe in the glutes as you press the hips back. Press them high. Release the head. Shake it out, yes and no. And then start to walk the hands back in. Coming into a pyramid pose, facing that left foot. So walk the hands all the way over to the left. Take a step in with the right foot. And then feet are on two separate skis here. So the right toes are aiming towards the top right corner. Left toes are aiming towards the front. From here, we'll find a half lift. So take the hands up the legs slightly, shoulders down the spine. Exhale, refold. Release the head. Good. Inhale, lift. Soften through that left knee. Take a giant step back with the right foot so those toes land, and then we'll find a high runner's lunge. So inhale the arms high. Sink the hips low, really deep stretch in that right hip. Exhale, drop that right heel, 45 degrees, warrior two. Feel really open in the inner hips. Inhale, straighten through that front leg. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, keep those legs right where they are. Release the hands, reach it forward and down, find triangle pose. Shoulders are in line here. Gaze stays on the ground if you feel a little unsteady. Or if you want to challenge your balance, gaze goes up. Nice and straight here, sliding between a really thin alley or between two panes of glass. You feel that length in the torso. Good, release that right hand. Soften through that left knee, turn onto the right toes. Press back, find a high plank. Move through a flow, so chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, like a little inchworm. Lower down to the belly. Inhale, find cobra, up dog. Bottoms of the hands, tops of the feet are touching. Exhale, tuck the toes, find down dog. And then kick that right heel high. Three-legged dog as we inhale. Exhale, bring it up and all the way through. Find pyramid on this side. Take a giant step in with that left foot. Toes are aiming towards the top left corner. Right toes are aiming towards the front. Inhale, half lift, tabletop with the back. Exhale, refold. Release the head. Feel that deep stretch in the right leg. Nice and grounded in the feet, the ankles. Good. We'll soften through that right knee. Giant step back with the left foot, land on the toes. Find a high lunge. Take the arms all the way overhead. Sink the hips really low. That left hip is aiming towards the top of the mat still. And then exhale, open up, warrior two, arms at a T, left foot 45 degrees, shoulders above the hips. Inhale, straighten through that right leg, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhale, release the arms, keep that right leg straight, and then reach it forward and down with the right fingertips. Find triangle pose. Straighten out through the shoulders, fix your gaze wherever it grounds you or challenges you. And then exhale, release. Left hand comes to meet the right. Soften through that right knee. Turn onto the left toes. Press that right foot back. Move through a flow. Lower down. Chaturanga, little push up. Inhale, find an up dog. Open up in the heart, the lungs. Exhale, down dog. Lower down to your knees. Walk the hands back. And then finish in a kneeling posture. Should feel that really deep stretch again on the quads. Roll the shoulders back. Nice tall spine. Hope your legs feel nice and rejuvenated, really strong. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and feel great, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next flow.